Hi everybody and welcome to my channel. My name's Brian if you happen to be new, and if you're watching this as a VOD, a special thank you so much for checking out this previous live stream. In today's live stream, we're going to be discussing kind of the current state of MMOs once Human is almost ready to release. We've got obviously Throne of Liberty's beta this year. Actually this month in July, we've got New World set to have maybe its reborn moment alongside with the release of Final Fantasy 14 and staples obviously in that category, as well as World of Warcraft this year alone. And that doesn't even get us started on the state of where we are with Blue Protocol, as that continues to be elusive in terms of any kind of lockdown and commitment. Now, I would like to start this video off with kind of a discussion from CLK Bast in chat, who says, I haven't been able to play MMOs for a few years. They've all been so stale and redundant. And I think that's one of the things where when we look at the state of MMOs, I honestly think MMORPGs are cursed to a degree, because if you stray too far outside of the formula and you have no nostalgia to back you up, well, a lot of people are really not going to stick around. It's going to be a real big challenge. It's like trying to teach somebody how to do a completely different skill. And so I think we've seen MMOs over the course of the last decade, 2 decades, truly kind of come into their own and then kind of be, almost in a way captured by that definition that they've made, unable to truly kind of branch out and escape. And that's where I think Final Fantasy 14 is such an interesting story. Obviously, as the game came out as a sandbox MMORPG, shifted into a theme park MMO in a 2.0, aka a Realm Reborn, and since then obviously seeing great success under the guise of it's perfectly acceptable and perhaps even advised for you to take a break. And that is something that I think is really fascinating, as we've seen in our lives. What used to draw people into the old school MMOs has since been replaced by social media. I know I probably use Twitter more than I should, and I think if we're all honest here on that platform, you can easily get that social nature. It's kind of like a giant world global chat. And we've seen MMOs struggle in that vein, because you lean too heavily into the social, you're going to lose the casuals, and the casuals are what make these games financially viable. And so there's these financial viabilities that are not supported by the gamers, who claim that they want like new and fun and innovative things, but when those things are attempted, they either fall short because the developers didn't think through the problem, or gamers don't show up because it's just too different. And so will there be another lightning in a bottle moment for MMORPGs? I actually do believe so. I think so, because we're going to see newer technologies come out which will enable some of the things that we envision. And I think back to the whole point of this subject is MMORPGs are cursed. I think they're cursed because our expectations have been untenable to the realities, the physical realities of servers and costs and game development and the amount of time and effort it takes. And without that funding, this is a really good example. Without that funding that is poured into these games, they don't exist. They dry up and go away overnight. And so when it's all said and done, I've always continued to view MMORPGs as the riskiest investment you could ever make. And it does make me happy and somewhat surprised, but that's why I root for MMOs coming out, because I'm like, man, at least somebody's out there, got the balls enough to go and give it a try. Anyway, guys, if you want to come and take part in the show, you can always write in the comments, if you will. You can also join me in voice chat. The top link in the description is the link tree, which has all of the socials, Discord included, which you can jump in and hang out in the chill room. Speaking of which, let's bring in the chill room right now. Happy Sunday, everybody who's joining me.
Sunday.
I have spent the day with the kids at the pool. We did church, we did soccer, we went to the pool, we got back. I got some sun. I felt good as a dad, really. And then I told my wife, I was like, now that the kids are asleep, because they were exhausted, can I play some video games? And she said yes. So here we are.
She says it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. The wife approves. We can game.
Nice. I spent literally all day playing this game.
You're doing First Descendant, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How you guys liking
It
the
took me
First
all
Descendant?
day,
Not gonna lie.
pretty much all day to unlock a character.
Yeah,
And
it's got the
not even done
grind,
yet.
baby.
It's got 16 more hours left to go on the build.
Woo.
Actually, 18.
Very nice.
And then I have to, or I am working on unlocking a weapon right now, and I have to do this mission that I'm doing 12 times in order to get one attempt at rolling on the item
Okay.
that I need. And I've already done another mission like 8 times.
How do you feel about the monetization and the structure? Because I was listening to Force Gaming's video today, and it's like it starts off, it sounds glowing, and then it's like, and then I cannot recommend this game. I was like, wow, that's a
It's about the same as Warframe, I would say, about 10 to 20 bucks for a character, right? So
I mean, according to Salamargus, the game monetization is about on par or about, it's either on par or better than Warframe.
Oh wow! All right. So there you
except
go.
for the shaders.
In terms of the, except for the shaders, which I think will be patched out eventually. The shaders, by the way, are like the old Destiny 1 shaders.
Oh
and
yeah,
they're
single use, and then
single use, but I think they're probably gonna, if they get enough backlash about it, they'll probably put them to once you got it, like non-consumables.
Okay, roger that. Now, Jerb in chat says, I think the reason MMOs seem cursed is mainly market bloat. They can't play every game forever. It doesn't help that the content creep hurts games' accessibility and creates the need for catchy catch-up mechanics. I think that's actually more of a curse on the theme park, because when you have that, like Final Fantasy XI kept its level cap at 75 forever, you know, and then eventually they did eventually raise it to 99, and it's like, yeah, we like the reason why that mechanic works in theme parks is because it's easily understandable, but yeah, I think that's more, I think, related to like the game, where it's like, yeah, we got to keep raising it, and at some point you build your Jenga tower too high and it's unsustainable.
Yeah.
Are either of you guys checking out Once Human this week?
Nope.
I didn't know that was this week. It
It's
looks
this
cool.
week, dude, and it's also launching on GeForce Now, which I'm really happy First Descendant is on that as well. That gives me so many more options as a gamer. It's like, all right. So yeah, I played a little bit of First Descendant. I don't know. Like, I haven't been like, oh, I have, you know, I can't think of anything else. Like, I'm just like, when I sit down at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm either logging in and playing No Rest for the Wicked, or I'm, you know, leveling up a little bit in Final Fantasy right now.
I mean, for me, the games that I play aren't really going anywhere. So
Yeah.
I'm just like, this is fine for now.
Yeah.
My justification for playing this is I'm gonna have like 2.5 years to play the Final Fantasy expansion, but this game may be dead next week. So might as well have fun.
Yeah, it's like next week, and then it's like, oh, and the train. Well, because it's like, it's not like there's any shortage of games not coming out. Like, if it was like First Descendant came out, and then it was like, man, it's been a kind of a sparse summer. You know, like, yeah, what is everybody playing? Like when Elden Ring came out, Elden Ring was just lightning in the bottle, just dominated for so long.
So
Oh
I
wow,
haven't played it.
it's so good. I'm looking forward to getting back into it. I think I'm almost done, I think, with Viper. So I'm going to put my Viper controller guide out, and I might make 1 or 2 more guides, and then I set 14 back down, go play other games. So it's going to be good times.
Ow.
Somebody was asking me, like, hey, have you played the story yet? Because apparently a lot of people not liking the game. Shocker. It's like, yeah.
Whatever her name is, really annoys me. And the intro to the story, like one of the zones that you go to is like 4 hours walking around and talking to people, and I was not impressed.
Oh yeah.
But after that, it started to pick up a little bit.
Cool.
For 14.
Yeah, I figured. A lot of, like, you know, having not played it, like, a lot of people are, like, frustrated that the story actually is focusing on other characters, and so you're like not the main or like the the warrior light. And I was like, I actually find that very relieving, because that was like always a slight, like I was like, it's just, I know it's a game, but it was always like, all right, the warrior of light, Heidelin's chosen, and all these other 1,000 people that are also Heidelin's chosen that aren't Heidelin's chosen. It's like, okay, this would be good.
I'm fine with not being the center of attention in the game. I just wish it was a character that wasn't quite so annoying.
Is it the voice acting? Because that's what Chili was saying, that there's some definitely voice acting.
The voice acting, I think, sounds like someone who's trying to be Brazilian that's not.
Yeah.
Because I have Brazilian friends and they don't sound anything like that. So I don't know.
Oh my
I
god.
don't know what they were going for. Vaguely Hispanic is what I got out of it.
Vaguely, and for a game that's also not translated into Spanish. Very nice. I feel for the Spanish speaking community, because I know they go out to the media tour and stuff like that, and they're hey, what's the chances of the game getting translated in Spanish?
Basically 0.
Oh man, dude. At some point though, shouldn't AI be able to handle that? It's like, hey guys, Weather 14's like, all right, we're gonna allow this one official mod that will, I mean, heck, you could even be like, it does the voice too, So it's like, oh my gosh, we've made the entire game voice acted.
I'm sure the Voice Actors Guild will be real happy about that.
I do think we might be looking at Blue Protocol 2025, Jaboy, namely because Amazon hasn't really talked about it. And as we look at this year, they could technically try to squeeze it in November, but at that point, it's like, I mean, you're stacking yourself up against massive heavy hitters, So it's like I don't know if that's, what's your ideal situation. So I think essentially, if we don't see it in November, January, February ends up looking like a much more practical time to release, because the fact is that with Throne of Liberty set to rock here in September, I don't think you want to compete with yourself,
And when does PoE come out again?
This summer, right?
August, maybe?
Yeah.
I'm excited for that. I have a hard time with ARPGs because I really enjoy the grind. But every time I've tried to get into one recently, it's just not gone well for me.
That is the funniest thing I've ever seen. We beat the boss as he's casting Area 3, which immediately removed the ice pillars and dropped us all off. So everybody has to, we won, the fight's over, but that is so funny. Oh my gosh, I've never seen anything like that before. Man, as a note for anybody who wants to help me out, clip that. I would love to follow that up. Be like, has anybody ever seen this happen? Let's see here. How do I think Throne and Liberty is going to do? That's an excellent question. Throne and Liberty is, I think, going to have a lot of value for the die-hard PvP crowd. Being that it's free to play, I think and the fact that it's coming out on consoles, I think you're going to have an established community. I think you're going to have people who really get into it. I don't think it's going to be the next big MMORPG. Meaning, people are still literally it's smart they're coming out after World of Warcraft, because no matter what, as many times as people, oh, I'm done with it, it's like, oh, are you, so I think essentially, yeah, we've got, that's where I think it's going to end up, falling. It's going to have a really dedicated PvP base. It has a lot to offer. I know a lot of the PvP crowd that I'm friends with, they really love playing it. I thought that it was a fun game. The only problem I ended up having with the Korean version, for some reason, is that I wasn't able to play it and stream it. And so I know there were people who could, but for some reason, whenever I would connect and try and play, like the stream would absolutely just crater. So as somebody who's, I'm going to play Throne and Liberty when it comes out here. And, as somebody who was like, yeah, generally speaking, most of my game time is usually when I get to have the opportunity to stream nowadays. Because it's like, oh, Julie's like, why don't you go play some video games, stream? It's like, all right, sounds great. Outside of that, playing Pal World or Roblox with the kids.
I have to get Blair. There's no possible way I'm gonna do this 36 times for one attempt. This is ridiculous.
Oh yeah,
All right,
got those low drop rates. How do you think Throne and Liberty is going to do? Like in your opinion? I think no matter what, because it's Amazon, it's also going to get a ton of attention. You're going to see, obviously you got Twitch, you got all kinds, all kinds of stuff. There we go. Oh, dude, you can guarantee there's going to be a controller guide for Throne. It's like, yes, I was working on that on the Korean version, and it just ended up like I wasn't able to get it, in any high quality, because they also did the reset purge. So I was like, I now know enough about the game to know that like it's interesting. It's interesting also because it's like people really want an action RPG MMO that isn't New World. And I find that just generally humorous to a degree, because it's like, there's really not anybody who's got what New World can deliver on, which they do have that action RPG combat. Now I can't say whatnot, but I've got real high confidence in what New World is going to be dropping on everybody here in October. I think it's going to be pretty exciting. Well, hello. What's up, Mike?
Yep. Oh boy.
So this year it's just like stacked with MMO stuff. So it's like, back to like how we opened the show with MMOs or Curse from CLIK. There's definitely going to be like, I think people are going to be like, this feels like an MMO. It's like you got grinds, you got all these kind of things, and I think a lot of people are going to wonderfully get to complain for clout. At least that's just my view. Whenever it's done online, I'm like, all right, buddy. There we go. We get them all? Yeah, the one downside about Viper is that whenever you're doing level sync content, it's just not fun. Like, I mean, it's not bad. It's just, I really hope that what Yoshi P was saying in those interviews about like revisiting the level sync system, like that would be something special, I think. Because I would like when you hit level cap, and if you're like, oh, I'm doing all this stuff in lower level content, and I have, you're not playing with your full potential, But who knows? Who knows what they will do? I think it's going to be interesting to see, like, what people say about the game post Dawn Trail. Once they've gotten their hit of story, because they've had to wait longer than ever before for this expansion. So.
I just hope in the post game content they I don't know much about the story so far of the actual expansion, but I just hope that the post-patch stuff is as good as it has been over the past several expansions.
Yeah, I think it probably will be, because it's like one of the things that I feel from people expressing kind of their view of it is that like this is a new foundation. This is a start of a brand new story. So it's like you end up spending a lot of time introducing new characters and whatnot. And I'm like, yeah, that's fair if you're like expecting, because they chose to end the Heidelin Zodiac, saga, which honestly was, I think, really bold, and I actually thank him for that, because it felt like when I beat Endwalker, there was a complete experience that I was like, oh, good, I can walk away now. I'm not like carroted on the stick to the next thing, and this will be a new, like, kind of that whole thing. The Joey Jaboy, the controller on throne. I was like, it's a great. They did a good job. There was a couple of things that were kind of like I ended up changing. Huge man. Such an interesting fight. The fact that this also got patched in. This was not the original fight in this raid. I wonder if this was the intended original fight, and it wasn't ready, so they were like, oh, just put in this one, because the fight was pretty tame. Supernova.
Hey, Cameron.
Yes, sir.
I picked up Blair because I had enough extra points and I couldn't find anything other than fire to get Polymer.
Okay. That's annoying.
He literally says flame on.
Yeah.
Yes. He says flame on.
He does.
I will be playing the open beta on the 18th. That's why it's like we got Once Human launching this week, which I was like, I'm definitely checking that out. I've been trying to get to go and play it. And then
is it launching or is it just another beta?
No, it's launching. And it will be officially a launched game as of Tuesday. Well, I don't know. Like, honestly, I think every MMO should launch as an early access game, because they take 3 years after post-launch to really figure themselves out, So it's like
sometimes longer than that.
Sometimes longer than that. But it's like Final Fantasy, like I can't even in my mind think of an MMO that did not need at least 3 years post-launch.
Guild Wars 1.
Oh, I'm talking about a modern MMO.
Oh.
Like, I would say maybe Guild Wars 2, but like their marketing. But that's still, we're still outside of the realm of 15 years.
Crap.
Oh, crap.
Final Fantasy XI also launched in a pretty good state from what I remember, but it had already been out in Japan for like a year, so who knows.
Well, they did have that. They did have going for them. I think that helped by the time it came to the West. It was like, oh, because there's also like logging in and playing, and it was like, there's all these high level characters, and they're like, they're rezzing me and they're healing me. While, I was like, this is great.
Oh boy. That guy was a little
You're
tough.
playing Tarsland, patiently waiting 2 more days for Once Human. Heck yeah, Karn. I'm excited. I'm excited for Once Human. I really hope I like it. We'll find out soon enough,
Is it an MMO or is
it's
it
like a survival MMO.
Mm.
Like a shooter survival MMO. I was like, oh, all right. Sounds great.
I've seen like IGP play it, I think, forever ago. But I couldn't really get the vibe. I know that it was kind of like SCP Foundation based type stuff.
Ooh, that's a lot of stuff. That is a lot of stuff. Holy crap.
Guild Wars 3 has been confirmed, which is nice. Hopefully.
That's cool.
I hope they go back more to like the Guild Wars 1 aesthetic of like more realistic looking stuff than Guild Wars 2, because Guild Wars 2's aesthetic did not appeal to me at all. So bad that I didn't even really play the game.
I like that was one of the things I did actually like about Guild Wars 2.
Yeah, I like the art style that they incorporated.
I liked it.
The thing was the problem that I've always run into Guild Wars 2, because it's like it is the game that I'm like, oh man, can y'all do this like Guild Wars 2 does this? Like they do a great job. The problem ends up being is like they're just never doing any. They never do any marketing. Like there's no, like they'll be like, hey guys, new expansion next week. All right, like just I don't know, maybe get people excited and hyped, but it is what it is, man. They're like I honestly like if they decided to bring in native controller support and bring it to console, I was like, this would be a perfect fit. Well, yeah, Guild Wars 3 will be a really interesting thing to see, because I think they're finally kind of figuring it out with Guild Wars 2. It's like, yeah, like keep releasing expansions. Those are releasing an expansion is the best way to continue to invite people back into your game. It's like, oh, I haven't played this in a while.
I don't know. My selfish personal request is that Guild Wars 3 looks a little bit more along the lines of Guild Wars 1's aesthetic.
Who knows? Like visually,
but like
I think they said it was an Unreal Engine 5, so it's like they could do a lot.
Definitely,
yeah. And
it would almost have to be with Unreal 5.
Like you can do all kinds of stuff in Unreal. But yeah, with because like you look at like PAX Day and it's just so beautiful.
It looks suspiciously almost exactly the same as this game. In terms of foliage and rocks and stuff.
Oh yes, it's like let's just populate the world with standard assets. There's one thing I really wish that they would change in PAX Day is that they need to make all those rocks and things like that like accessible. Like it's like, wait a minute, why can't I? It's like, why can't I do this? Oh,
they need to randomize the locations of stuff, I think, because like it seems like if they leave the locations of the stuff, people will like wall them off. So it would be cool if they had a way to like, once a node has been used,
like it has a life. Every nodes have lives. So it's like
once it's
the
been
more
used a certain amount of times, it moves.
Right, you mine it, and it's like, all right, you tapped it out,
and then it respawns somewhere else.
Yeah. See, yeah, you're 100% right, J-Boy. The Guild Wars 3, you drop in crossplay, bring it out on console. Like, you get to take advantage of all the new tech that has come out in the last 15 years. I think though you're like, that's where we're kind of like where I think it feels like we're heading with these kind of games. I should be yawning. You get to sit down and say like, oh cool, like we're really trying to compete for the 2030s. We're trying to really establish like, because like the games that like Final Fantasy 14 is, it's a 15-year-old MMO RPG. Like that's a long time.
I wish Sony or Square Enix or somebody would give Yoshi P like a blank check so he can make his own thing.
I think he says he wants to.
For a while, he wants to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Even if it's not Final Fantasy, even if it's something else.
I wonder what he would do.
He said a while ago that he wants to make his own MMO and not something that's cookie cuttered from Spaghetti Code. But then Square Enix is like, here, make 16 for us.
Well, they did, I think, a great job with 16. The only real big miss that 16 has is it was a console exclusive to PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
Not even coming out on
Really?
PC at all. And that's where it's like you look at what Square Enix has been up to. They're like, yeah, that's probably not the best idea.
Square Enix is like, we need to sell 5 million copies. Well, there's only 3 million PS5s in the world.
Well, there's
We're
50.
gonna sell 17 million copies.
Well, there's like 50 or something more maybe now. But even with those numbers, yeah, they selling 3. It's like, okay.
When it came out, I hadn't even seen a PS5 in person yet. That's how
I
clear
was
they were.
gifted a PS5. I was saving up and was on the hunt for one. And like Yamron here, along with Solomon and Ramsey, I think, bought me one. And so Chris like surprised me with that, which was wonderful. So, because I bought the collector's edition of 16 because I was like, I want that statue, and it's great. I love it. And beyond that statue, I was like, oh yeah, well I got to figure out where I can get a PS5. But yeah, I know like so many people also are like, I'm just waiting to play the game when it comes out on PC. You know, like we've seen, I think a lot more gamers are just going to be like, I can wait, and that's cool.
I got it for PS5. I just haven't beat it. I haven't finished it yet. It's a cool game though.
There's definitely things that when I went and played Final Fantasy VII Remake, I was like, oh man, I wish that they took more inspiration from 7 Remake, because 7 Remake with like the materia and with like gear and like there's just so much that I was like, oh, I'm gonna put stats into here and I'm gonna do this over here, and it was like, and there was a reason for me. I felt like I'm gonna go grind out some stuff, and I didn't get any of that in 16. And maybe the harder difficulties is where that's at, but you can't choose the harder difficulties when the game
Until you beat the game.
until you beat the game. And it's like, okay, fascinating. It's an interesting choice. We'll see if it works out for them in the long run.
It's just been interesting with 15 and 16. They have these huge, enormous, like beautiful open worlds, and just at least when you start playing the game in the first, I don't know, 30 hours is as much as I put into it.
Yeah.
Either of them. There's just nothing to do there other than what you have to do. It
Right.
seems like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong.
No, you're right.
I know there's side quests and stuff.
That's the thing, like the Zadnor zone, like it's so much fun. I think it's going to be really interesting to see, like, is Yoshi P and the team, are they able to? All right, if you're gonna run away, fine. It's like, if you want to go, just sacrifice yourself, by all means. Talking about 14. Man, I lost my train of thought. Oh well, if it comes back, I'm
We're
sure it'll
talking
come
about
back.
16's open worlds and nothing to do on them.
Yeah, and it's
And
that
15 too.
yeah, no real reason to invest in the character, right? Like in Elden Ring, every choice is interesting, and like I'm like, all right, yeah. And then in 16, I was like, all right, just kind of face, like. So if they enjoy, and then I went and played Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I'm like, holy crap, this is great. I need to actually take my PlayStation and hook it up downstairs, and so I can finish that game.
Oh, if there's any 14 fans here, which I'm sure there's at least you guys, if Yoshi P is so adamant not to give us Blitzball, then he at least needs to give us a Chocobo's Dungeon minigame. Just saying. Don't you think?
Interesting.
I don't know.
Don't you think? If we can't have Blitzball, we should at least be able to have like a multiplayer Chocobo's Dungeon.
Who knows? Who knows what the celestial, casual content is?
I don't know. I was also thinking it would be kind of fun if they gave us a version of like Bozja or something with its own gear, like not just like Deep Dungeon, like, oh, you collected 99 boxes here. I mean, like
Yeah.
actually changes some stuff.
It'd be interesting to see. Like, I would be all for that, but then every time I'm in Zadnor, I'm like, I wish the open world was this. Like, this is fun. And then in Zadnor, I'd be like, oh man, why don't you guys also, like, let just killing regular enemies just give you just a little bit, so that like while you're waiting for skirmishes and critical engagements to pop, you can literally just go and say, all right, I'm gonna just clear the zone. That's just me. That's just me. I'm addicted to XP. Boom, baby. Another
There's
level.
your next podcast name, Addicted to XP.
Yeah, I'm hoping to bring back Stand Up Press Start here this week or next, which would be great. Because YouTube just was like, oh, you haven't posted on Ginger Prime Comedy in a long time. I was like, this is true. This is true. I have been busy. These it feels like this year has been insane. Oh yeah. I didn't get any of those cards. Wow.
All right.
Yimrin, if you get the
96,
stuff
baby.
to unlock Blair, he's worth it. He's really cool.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting him. Him and Ajax are the only two that I'm really interested in.
I have Ajax.
Okay.
Is that the one you started with?
Yeah. Maybe I'll
Turns out not starting with him is a mistake because he has is really hard to unlock normally.
Yeah, I might swap over and play some.
The stuff that's required for him is like in the later zones.
Mm-hmm.
And I am not up to that yet, so I'm kind of annoyed. But but at the same time, I'm happy with who I picked before. So with who I picked to start with, at least.
Yeah, I might run this leveling roulette just so I make sure I continue on these bonuses. Bonus. Let me look at my skills real quick. Actions and traits.
Kicking? No, thank you.
Yeah, the last weapon, this is 90 and then 86. So there's. Get off my screen, daggum it. There we go. And then everything that's else is unassignable. First legacy, second legacy, third legacy, fourth legacy. So, Ultraboros. I just got this one. Interesting.
Yimrin, do you have any number
Probably not.
14s that you need to use? Because I have 3 attempts worth of polymer.
Let me see. Probably not 14s. 20, 21. No, I have no 14s.
Okay.
A bunch of 20s though. I have 20, 25, 24, 23, 21, 29. And then I have 12 Freyna patterns. That doesn't include the one I turned into the code, so 13 total. Which is fine.
Oh no, he's stronger than I thought. I didn't swap the bunny.
What level is your
Really not good.
What level is your guy?
12.
You're literally in.
About to be gaming for real here, guys. I gotta be super hardcore about this.
Yeah, really. Oh my God.
Using
Dude,
every ability to its
You're doing like no damage to him. You're like, what?
Yeah, he can't shoot me behind this crate. The crate's just a little too tall, but I can shoot him. Oh no,
Huh, he can hit you through the crate.
my
That's funny.
ploy.
That's funny. Dude, Godspeed, man. Like, no joke.
I got this. I'm a capital G gamer.
Oh, I need a tactical rifle for this? Balls, man.
Balls. Make a thumbnail.
Balls.
Oh no.
Well, I teleport.
Stop shooting me, sir. I don't have as much health as you think I do. Grenade launcher, rocket launcher.
Right in the face.
No!
He's still there, though, right? Oh,
I
shit.
still have 3 more lives.
I'm impressed.
I'm trying not to choke on my own spit.
Oh no.
Ah,
Can't you pause, son?
no pause in an online video game.
Pausins for chumps.
Oh my god, you're gonna do this. Isn't he like level? Isn't he like in like level 30 something?
Probably level 40.
Yeah. Man, if you do
Told
this.
you. No, it froze. Oh, there we go.
Okay, yeah.
Told you I'm gonna do it. I'm a gamer.
Oh my god, you did it.
I didn't play Elden Ring because it was too
LFG,
easy.
man. LFG.
Yahoo!
Let's fucking go.
I got a 15% chance to get the thing I need.
Listen, man, I got 2 things of
And it
smithereens.
didn't get-
Yes, alright.
Let me change characters though.
I was gonna say. Like you might want to do that. I think you can only change it in an outpost, not actually at a spawn location.
Oh,
So-
is that not an outpost?
No, the bigger one is the
Oh.
outpost. So I have 4 blueprints. I can't even junk them. What the hell? I have 4 blueprints for this shotgun. Well, whatever. Actually, I could probably just craft it 4 times and just boost it up each time. Whatever.
Thumbnail creator.
Oh, I'm level 16.
Still 50.
10 round magazine, fire rate, fire attack.
Oh, he's. Oh, he's. I thought he was gonna fold like paper. He didn't. I don't know what level he is.
Alright, those 2 already turned in. Still 50.
He hit me if I'm too fast.
Yeah.
I mean, Bunny is squishy, but she's also really strong. So I don't know.
It's my box. You can't shoot me behind my box.
Improving society somewhat. Very nice. All right. Oh gosh, it's. I'm gonna
balls.
I'm gonna try that. I don't want to wait the rest of this. Let me get. I'm gonna place the first Descendant. You guys keep talking, and I'm like, man,
Oh no.
I should play.
It's a trap, man. It's a trap.
My shields.
As all live service games are. It's a trap. All right, let's see here. I'll just keep it here on the MMO channel.
I
mean, technically it's correct.
Technically, yeah.
Technically.
So yeah, I got.
You can't punch me through this box, can you? You can't punch me through this box because it's 2 boxes. Oh, you dumb as hell. You fucked up.
All right.
I ran out of ammo.
Boom. It's such a weird name.
So Brian, I do have a question for you. What do you think about the new name for what was originally formerly known as the Beast Tribes?
The tribes, they're just tribal, right?
No, it's society now.
It's just tribal
okay.
society or just society?
Just society.
Oh, when did they make that change? I thought they were shifting it.
They just made it in 7.0.
Oh, all right.
Because it went from it went from Beast Tribes to Tribal Quest to now it's just Society Quest.
Seems kind of lame. Seems a little sweet baby.
I was gonna say it seems. I mean,
seems like a little sweet baby has been bedazzled over on Square.
I mean, to be fair,
Yeah, it literally has.
Yeah.
they literally have like a contract with them. So
I know. You guys see the Dragon Quest 3 stuff?
I know.
So they're remaking Dragon Quest 3, which I'm really excited about. 1 second, I'll be right there. And they've removed gender from the game, so it has gender A, or has like type A and type B, and I'm just tickled pink by that idea.
That same thing with Elden Ring body type 1, body type 2.
It's so funny. Well, it's funny that like they picked A and B, because I was like, it's true, because I could be a total B myself sometimes, and then I was like, oh man, so I want to write a sketch. I've been busy, but I was like, man, there's comedy gold here worth mining. Is that somebody's like gets to that like like pick your gender, is like gender A, gender B, like does B mean bitch? Okay. A then must mean asshole. I'm an asshole sometimes, but sometimes I'm a total bitch. I don't know what to be. Or is B for boobs? What does the B stand for?
B is for breast.
The B stands for.
Nice.
What?
That's not even the right letter.
How is that relevant? That was a bad one.
Work on your timing.
Fat fingered it.
Uh-huh.
All right, 1 second. I gotta knock on the door.
Sit in shame, Mike. Sit in shame.
Chat. Shame him. Shame him.
Shame him, chat.
Bitch, I'm adorable.
That's actually really funny. Not gonna lie. No.
There we go. All right. Final Fantasy, I'm gonna set you down for now. And we're gonna fire up the first Descendant. All right. Hit next. And did I get the right thumbnail?
Do you need help?
No.
Well, I can do stuff.
I got
with
a
you.
missile launcher.
I mean, he drops loot, right? Yeah, so I can join you too. Just for shits and giggles.
Yeah.
Make it easier for
Well,
you.
I gotta go grind and get more polymers now.
All right.
I think. No! The third one in a row!
That's the third one? That's funny.
All right, cool.
This game's gonna break me.
All right.
Dude.
I'm going to wrap up the stream and I'm going to pop into some First Descendant. So I'll be right back, everybody. Peace.